The two-day visit of Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, the first in more than 3 years, signals a reset in India-China ties. Bilateral relations had remained tense since the Galwan clash of 2020, but Prime Minister Modi's visit to Kazan that set the tone for Delhi bilateral. And the result is there for everyone to see. The fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi met a visiting foreign minister underlines the significance that India accords to Wang's visit. Earlier, Wang's meeting with NSA Ajit Doval to discuss unresolved border issues marked the 24th round of special representative level talks between the two Asian giants.
I'm very hopeful that, like the last one, this 24th special representative level talks would be equally successful. Our Prime Minister will be visiting for the SCO summit shortly, and therefore I think that this SR level talks assume a very special importance. This is the 75th year of our diplomatic relations, and it's a time to celebrate. And we find that with this new energy and the new momentum, that it is this thing with your personal efforts and with the maturity and the sense of responsibility of our diplomatic teams and our missions in the countries, your ambassador here, and also our armies on the borders, we have been able to make it this thing. So thank you very much, sincerely, and welcome your initial remarks.
Mr. Doval, I'm very pleased to meet you again in New Delhi for this round of talks between the special representatives of China and India on the boundary question. The setbacks we experienced in the past few years were not in the interests of the people of our two countries. And then in October last year, President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Modi had an important meeting in Kazan. That meeting pointed the direction for the development of our bilateral relations and provided impetus for the proper settlement of the boundary question. We had a very good 23rd round end of last year. At that meeting, we reached new and important consensus on the management of disagreements, stabilizing the borders, and moving toward a settlement. We identified specific goals and formed a working framework. We are heartened to see the stability that is now restored in the borders. Mr. Doval, I appreciate your effort that you made as special representative of the Indian side. Now, the bilateral relationship is facing an important opportunity of improvement and growth. The Chinese side attaches great importance to the Prime Minister's visit to China to attend the SCO summit at our invitation. We believe that the Indian side will also make your contribution to a successful summit in Tianjin.
Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Modi's meet at Kazan charted the course for the reset, is something which is the mantra behind the bilateral that has taken place in Delhi. So let me tell you how the reset has taken place. The bilateral relations entered steady development track. Now this is the Chinese statement that has come out. It says that the border situation is improving. The Chinese statement also says that India-China shares common values. Doval also said, which is part of the Chinese statement, it is necessary to enhance trust. PM is looking forward to SCO, border management to be strengthened, talks in accordance with the principles agreed in 2005. So this is the statement released by the Chinese. But this mutual accommodation was visible in this trip from the starting itself. Because after their meeting on August 18th, Wang Yi assured External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar that the Beijing will resume critical exports to India, including fertilizers, rare earth minerals, and tunnel boring machines used in key infrastructure projects, meeting three long-standing Indian concerns. India's dependence on Chinese import for specific high-tech and industrial inputs, particularly in the fertilizer and electronic sector, has made supply disruptions in recent years economically unviable. The resumption shows pragmatic cooperation in trade and infrastructure can continue even as broader strategic differences remain to be sorted through building greater trust. During his meeting with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Jaishankar said Peace along the border is essential for progress in India-China relations. He affirmed that the two countries must move on a different plane and they must move on from a difficult phase. He said, 3 M's must guide the ties: mutual respect, mutual sensitivity, and mutual interest.
Having seen a difficult period in our relationship, Excellency, our two nations now seek to move ahead. This requires a candid and constructive approach from both sides. In that endeavor, we must be guided by the 3 mutuals: mutual respect, mutual sensitivity, and mutual interest. Differences must not become disputes, nor competition conflict.
Meanwhile, the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said, India-China relations are showing a positive trend towards returning to cooperation. He emphasized that the two countries should view each other as partners and not rivals. Now, this brings me to the bigger question. Is it a reset of ties between India and China? On this issue, I am joined by Anand Tangen, political and economic affairs commentator who joins me live from China. Thank you so much, sir. Ambassador Veena Sikri. Thank you, madam. Former Indian diplomat, and Professor Swaran Singh, Center for International Politics. Aina, my question to you is this a reset? Can we say, is it a reset post-2020?
I think it's an opportunity for a reset, but the fact is that we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, there's 2 directions this can take. The elephant in the room that has not been addressed is what the U.S. has been doing to India. Election interference, Bangladesh claiming it has settled the dispute between Pakistan and India, signing the long-term agreements with Pakistan and Balochistan. And also, this 50% tariff on basics and 25%, and threats that if India continues with the BRICS, that there'll be another 10% and perhaps 100% if there's any indication that U.S. believes that there's an alternative currency to the U.S. dollar. So with that in mind, I mean, these talks take on a new perspective. One, there could be a reset and there could be cooperation. I think it would have to take the form of not just China and India, but India and the BRICS as a whole, who would have 40% of the world's GDP, the most land, resources, people, 4 times as much manufacturing as the US, and would be in a position to tell Donald Trump to knock it off, that unilateral actions will not be tolerated. So that could be one action. The other is that this is simply an exercise in trying to get Washington's attention and